My boyfriend's female buddy cut my swimsuit strap, grinning smugly. It's just a game. You're not mad, are you, sis? My boyfriend wrapped his arm around her and said dismissively, Mad? Her? I just crook my finger, and she comes running. He wasn't wrong. Ever since awakening as a succubus, I've been so restless. Amidst the laughter, I hunched over, clutching my chest, when suddenly I saw the comments. Next comes the female lead getting repeatedly tormented in body and soul by the scumbag and the other woman, only to walk away after being battered and bruised. Then the scumbag has a sudden change of heart, chasing after his wife in a dramatic redemption arc. So cliché. When will these bot authors stop writing this misogynistic trash? Damn it, give me my money back. Seriously, is the female lead blind? Why can't she just turn around and look at the Buddha-like guy next to her? Guess why he's always wearing those prayer beads, acting like an untouchable flower? Because he's got a hidden condition he has to endure. He's got all sorts of props stashed in the basement, cold and crazy. Now that's the content us VIP members deserve to see. I was stunned, then quietly moved closer to the coldest, most aloof monk-like figure in the group, sensing his intense, vital energy. Blushing, I bit my lip and whispered, Hi, can I have a kiss? The whole place fell silent for a moment. Lu Qingchen, what kind of joke is this? Get over here. My boyfriend Ning Hao's face changed instantly. He angrily scolded me while smiling apologetically at Lu Qingchen. She's just being petty with me. Young Master Lu, please don't take her seriously. Lu Qingchen wasn't wearing swimwear. The buttons of his white shirt were fastened all the way up. He had Buddhist prayer beads on him, his expression calm, surrounded by a faint scent of sandalwood. He was someone they could never reach and couldn't afford to offend. He slightly raised his eyes and gave me a passing glance. His eyes were like crystal, clear and translucent. My heart pounded wildly. Those comments couldn't be lying to me, could they? This is a big deal that affects my livelihood. Not long ago, I awakened a succubus constitution. I heard that a succubus's first heat period is especially tough, and I had to find a prey to relieve my desires. As the heat period approached, I couldn't hold back anymore. The surging undercurrent inside me always made me so hot. It feels awful. I came here with Ning Hao, planning to use him to get through my heat period. He's good-looking, tall enough, and likely well-endowed, but before I could test the goods, his female bestie Zhang Yueyao snatched him away. Just now during Truth or Dare, Zhang Yueyao sat on Ning Hao's lap and fed him a blueberry mouth-to-mouth. They kissed with strings of saliva, so steamy it made everyone scream, amid the jeers and cheers. Zhang Yueyao wrapped her arms around Ning Hao's neck and winked at me smugly. Bro, Ning is just helping me out. We close friends do this all the time. Little sister-in-law, you don't mind, do you? I bit my lip, my eyelashes fluttering slightly, showing a fragile look of hurt yet restrained affection, one of our succubus techniques to lure prey. The best hunters often appear as prey. Once a succubus awakens, she unconsciously exudes an alluring charm. My pitiful appearance instantly drew the attention of the men around. Zhang Yueyao gritted her teeth in anger, and under the guise of the game, she cut the string of my swimsuit. A pink bow on the pure white swimsuit, full of girlish charm, highlighting my voluptuous figure, both innocent and seductive. The bikini slips down, revealing a large expanse of fair skin, deep curves almost ready to burst out, with nothing left to hide. I let out a scream, clutching the thin fabric over my chest, on the verge of tears like a fragile little white rabbit. This makes the malicious gazes around even more scorching. In the next round, unsurprisingly, I lose. Truth or Dare, a 10-minute French kiss with the opposite sex. Amidst the mean laughter, Ning Hao holds Zhang Yueyao in his arms, freeing one leg and gesturing impatiently. I can't do anything with you. Come here, Lu Qingchen. The crowd joins in the teasing. As expected, Brother Ning knows how to handle his wife. Such a beautiful girlfriend, and so obedient. Brother Ning truly has it all, enjoying both love and pleasure. I feel a bit sickened. His mouth, which was just kissed by Zhang Yueyao, now expects me to kiss it. Nobody likes to eat someone else's leftovers. I was struggling when I saw those comments, and without a second thought, I sat right next to the legendary aloof Buddhist devotee, Lu Qingchen. He gave off a cool aura, yet exuded a rich, fragrant essence that made me swallow nervously. My whole body felt like it was on fire. I was so thirsty, so hot, and I never wanted to eat Ning Hao's leftovers again. The man beside me was dressed in a shirt and trousers, his skin completely covered, with broad shoulders, a narrow waist, and long legs, yet he was as chaste and upright as a monk. It made me want to tear open his white shirt, bite his slender neck, press down on his veined hand, rip apart all his lofty elegance and dignity, drag him down from his cold, high pedestal, and savor him properly. It was just too thrilling. My eyes lit up. To get a taste of this exquisite dish, I pulled out all the stops. I tightened my arms around my chest, exaggerating my curves even more. I pressed my softness lightly against his arm, then shyly pulled away, tilting my head to look up at him from the perfect angle, blinking my wet, doe-like eyes, blushing, biting my lip, and whispering, "Hi, can I have a kiss?" He lowered his gaze faintly, saying nothing. I refused to give up and tried again. But Ning Hao rushed over, grabbed my hand, and tried to pull me away from Lu Qingchen. "Sorry, Master Lu. She doesn't know her place, disturbing your enjoyment." I cursed him inwardly for disturbing mine. I pretended to be scared and let out a scream, then shook him off and slapped him hard. Taking the chance, I threw myself into Lu Qingchen's arms. In the movement, the flimsy fabric drifted down, my softness pressing tightly against Lu Qingchen's chest. As I tackled him onto the sofa, I even groped him in the chaos. So firm, so well-built. Lu Qingchen's Adam's apple moved slightly, and he let out a restrained groan. His breath made my whole body tingle, and I melted completely against him, even more tempted. I was so hungry. He was so alluring. If someone else were the protagonist of such a steamy, explosive scene, screams would have surely capsized the ship. But this was Lu Qingchen. Everyone was dead silent, barely daring to breathe. Only the barrage comments went crazy. Damn, what is the female lead doing? Is she trying to use the aloof Buddhist monk to make the male lead jealous, retaliating for him flirting with his female buddy right in front of her? A tragic story female lead wouldn't have such tricks. The female lead is a pure, innocent little bunny type. Her swimsuit was cut. She must be very helpless. Going to the Buddhist monk's second male lead, she also thought he's cold and abstinent, wouldn't do anything to her. +1 to the comment above. The male lead's rogue friends look at the female lead like they want to devour her. Only the Buddhist monk's second male lead is aloof and upright, relatively safe. Safe. Ha ha ha, this is truly a lamb walking into the tiger's mouth. If that Buddhist monk's seal is really broken, I dare not think about what comes next. He, the Buddhist monk's second male lead, confirmed solid evidence. Clearly, he's already been holding back for a long time, but on the surface, he's still cold and aloof. If I didn't know he only came to the appointment because of the female lead, I would have been fooled by him. LOL, who is it? On the surface, chanting sutras, meditating, counting Buddhist beads. Later, pushed by the male and female lead's extreme tug-of-war, he goes completely dark, even preparing a pure gold birdcage and ankle chains in private. Doesn't the FL even consider the Buddhist monk's second male lead? Woo-woo, although his face is cold, other parts of him are hot. Although his mouth is hard, other places are even harder. The one above, put on some undies. This is the comment section, not a no-go zone. I'm staring wide-eyed. Swallowing, I glanced at the man I was pressing down on. His God-defying good looks captivated the entire scene. Fair skin, clear light eyes, exuding an otherworldly coldness and purity. He really could fall for someone else, and that someone is me. Damn, Miku, you can't lie like that. When our eyes met, Lu Qingchen snapped back to reality as if electrocuted, instinctively trying to push me away. I steeled my heart, let out a soft moan, hugged Lu Qingchen tightly, pressed against his chest, trembling slightly, and begged him with a tearful voice, "Woo-woo, Mr. Lu, don't. Don't look at me." Lu Qingchen's hand instantly froze. His clear eyes became misty and hazy, a vivid red quickly spreading across his fair cheeks, all the way to the roots of his ears, bursting open. Oh ho. Sensing the changes in the area pressed against me, I brushed against him almost imperceptibly. Lu Qingchen's breath hitched, his abs tensed up, and the size was rather impressive. I couldn't have been more satisfied. But on the surface, I feigned terror, widening my doe-like eyes and biting my lips with a wronged expression. "Mr. Lu, how could you?" Lu Qingchen's eyes darkened. He reached out and grabbed a towel from nearby, draping it over me. As he propped himself up, I remained securely leaning against his chest. Great core strength, excellent lower back power. Clearly, the bullet comments agreed. He hoisted the female lead up so effortlessly. That waist power. Those washboard abs. If he were to hold her in his arms while standing, I can't even imagine how amazing it'd feel. Stop it. He's probably already dying of bliss right now. The female lead is so soft, so fair, so generous. And they're skin to skin with nothing in between. Brother Buddha must be regretting wearing clothes today. 100 years from now, Lu Qingchen's epitaph will read, "My greatest regret in this life was wearing a white shirt to the swimsuit party." Even though my whole body was tense and my ears were burning, Lu Qingchen's gaze at me was still icy cold, as if looking at something dirty that had defiled him. If it weren't for the Damaku and little Lu Qingchen's enthusiasm, I wouldn't have dared to get close to him. Ha, poser. I didn't leave. Instead, I wrapped my arms around his neck, lifted my head, and pressed my lips against his cherry blossom pink ones, giving him a gentle kiss. The man's heartbeat pressed against me. Suddenly, it was deafening. His hand, which was gripping my waist under the bath towel, tightened abruptly, with a force that felt like he was trying to crush me into his arms. "Lin Qian, what are you doing?" Let go of young Master Lu. Ning Hao finally let out a sharp shriek. He wanted to pull me away, but he was also wary of Lu Qingchen's status, pacing around anxiously. I reluctantly stopped after a brief taste. I explained innocently, but the game rule says we have to kiss for 10 minutes and tongue kiss too. The surroundings fell into dead silence. No one dared to speak. They had wanted to play this vulgar game to embarrass me and make me look foolish, but who would dare to provoke Lu Qingchen? I blinked my watery fawn eyes, my cheeks flushed, and politely whispered, "Mr. Lu, may I have a kiss?" I poked out a hint of my crimson tongue, the kind of kiss that goes right here. Lu Qingchen's gaze darkened, his Adam's apple bobbing as his molars clenched almost imperceptibly. Sitting in his lap, I deliberately rubbed against him, acting coy. His breath hitched, and he gripped my waist tightly, forcing out a low "M" through gritted teeth. Granted permission. I kissed him cautiously. Lu Qingchen's reaction was awkward and passive, his suppressed groans husky and magnetic, utterly seductive. I couldn't help but get carried away, parting his lips with my own. I tangled my tongue with his, greedily savoring his abundant vitality. It felt so good, I wanted more. An unspeakable heat spread from the crown of my head all the way down. Oh, my ears and tail were almost impossible to hide. I brushed against Lu Qingchen's lips, whispering seductively, "Mr. Lu, I want to eat you all up." Like layers of shackles breaking apart, a long-imprisoned beast was finally released. Lu Qingchen's gaze sharpened, and he suddenly kissed her fiercely. Wait, this female lead's character doesn't seem right. Weren't we promised an innocent little bunny? Why is she clinging to the Buddha's second male lead and not letting go? I already found it strange earlier. As a typical tragic heroine who's been cheated on, shouldn't she be more reserved with other men? Usually, she'd stay pure for the scumbag. Bah, why stay pure for a cheating jerk? Does she need to build a chastity memorial arch? More like mourning. The female lead is impure. So disgusting. Ugh. The male lead is still here, and she's already cheating with the second male lead. Isn't that too indecent? Hilarious. This game was meant for the scumbags, wasn't it? Who here is decent? Why only pick on the female lead? If you hate women, just say it. Agreed. If you ask me, the purest ones here are the Buddha's second male lead and the female lead. This development is awesome. More, don't stop. 10 minutes was barely enough to stave off my hunger. As the tangled, deep kiss ended, Lu Qingchen's clear eyes were already dazed, his lips flushed red, his face full of lingering desire. The cold Buddhist monk was completely dragged down from his pedestal. Fortunately, only I could see it. I was so excited that I couldn't help patting his flushed cheek. "Mr. Lu, 10 minutes are up." Lu Qingchen went back to his room early, and no one dared to stop him. Ning Hao was fuming, but didn't dare to vent. He could only let the surrounding brothers wink and nudge each other, mocking him for being cuckolded by me. He glared at me fiercely, about to explode. I ignored him, wrapped myself in a towel, and went back to my room to change clothes. As I was rummaging for clothes, Zhang Yueyao had come in at some point. "Lin Qian, I really underestimated you. Brother Ning Hao said you were innocent, but I see you're quite skilled. Her tone was full of contempt and hostility. Jiang Yueyao, hate fake sweet girls like you the most. Pretending to be weak and pitiful, so over the top. Isn't it all for hooking men? And you've got yourself a good one already. I had completely lost interest in Ning Hao, and I couldn't be bothered to pretend anymore. You're amazing, sister. You can be a tough girl and French kiss your good buddy. Unlike me, I have to pretend to be weak and pitiful. Jiang Yueyao was choked by my words, her face turning ugly. What do you mean? I ignored her. Lin Qian, explain yourself. She rushed over and snatched my bag. If you don't believe me, I'll throw your bag into the sea and leave you with no clothes to wear. I blinked innocently. Sister is so mighty and heroic, so full of masculine spirit. I'm so scared, so scared. Jiang Yueyao couldn't swallow this insult. She swung her hand and really threw my bag into the sea, then proudly dropped a harsh word. Lin Qian, there's no benefit for you in offending me. There's no girl on this boat who will lend you clothes. Let's see what you do. I shrugged indifferently. Sister is so fierce. What can I do? I'll just have to borrow clothes from the brothers. They'll definitely welcome me, right? Jiang Yueyao didn't expect me to answer so confidently. She burst out cursing. Lin Qian, you shameless fox spirit. What a coincidence. My succubus form is exactly a red fox. I let out a snicker, patted Jiang Yueyao on the shoulder, and said earnestly, Jiang Yueyao, only you treat a scumbag like Ning Hao as some treasure. Sister? How laughable. You know exactly what you're after. There are plenty of men out there. Why fight over one? Since you like him so much, you can have that trash. As for me, I'm going to find myself something better. I mussed up my hair, scratched a few red marks on my neck and shoulders, wrapped a towel around myself, and knocked on Lu Qingchen's door. Lu Qingchen had already returned to his meticulous, aloof demeanor, as if nothing had just happened. I shrank my shoulders and said pitifully in a small voice, Mr. Lu, may I come in? Lu Qingchen frowned. Miss Lin, this is inappropriate. Damn man, still putting on airs. Just a moment ago, who was it that stood at attention like a missile ready to launch when I hugged him, and when I kissed him, he gripped my waist so tightly? My eyes instantly reddened and I whimpered, I'm sorry, I know I'm causing trouble for Mr. Lu, but I really don't know who else to turn to. They threw my bag into the sea, and those guys, I didn't dare go find them, so I came to you, Mr. Lu. Crystal clear teardrops rolled down my eyelashes. I bit my lip and tightened the towel around me, covering my chest, messy hair, ambiguous bruises, humiliated tears, a broken me. Perfect. The party nearby had resumed its noise. Someone walked closer and teased, that young girlfriend of Ning Hao's is really something. I wonder if he's blind. He's still tangled up with Jiang Yueyao, calling her his bro. What a guy. What girlfriend? He said it himself, just playing around. But that body, and her swimsuit got cut up. I was hurting from holding it in. How could Ning Hao ignore such a stunner? He might as well let me have a go. Wonder where that ruined swimsuit went. I could use it myself. Terrified, I threw myself into Lu Qingchen's arms, trembling and pleading pitifully. Mr. Lu, help me please, boo-hoo. Lu Qingchen caught me with reluctant willingness. First time awkward, second time familiar. Veins bulged on his arm, as if he was struggling to restrain himself. Miss Lin, I am also a man. I looked up at him innocently. A man's room, you can't just barge in. The dim room stretched infinitely behind him, like a devouring abyss. My finger traced small circles on his chest as I asked in a sweet, coquettish voice. Like this? Why? Lu Qingchen suddenly grabbed my mischievous hand, his long, powerful fingers locking around it. The teasing voices from the corridor grew closer. Lu Qingchen's hoarse voice carried a gritted teeth edge. Lin Qian, if you dare come in, don't regret it. The bath towel was roughly yanked off, and I was dragged into the room. The comments had been exploding since just now. Can someone tell me what kind of plot is this? Did we suddenly switch channels? From QA to smut, this is way too exciting. The female lead is clearly doing this on purpose, right? Whoever still says she's an innocent little bunny, her character is completely ruined. How is she supposed to be physically and emotionally tormented by the male lead, then have the wife-chasing crematorium, happy ending? Why settle for a happy ending with a scumbag? I think the Buddhist monk's second male, lead clearly outshines the male lead. The female lead seduction move right here is perfect. Don't stop. So the female lead's pure and sexy innocent bunny act is all fake. She was really sarcastic when clapping back at the female side character just now. I'm begging her to teach a class, ha. Isn't this way more satisfying than those misogynistic dog blood stories? This cold Buddhist monk second male lead with his addiction, paired with the pure and sexy bunny-like seductress female lead. So satisfying. So what's next is exactly what I'm thinking, right? Heady. My precious VIP panties suddenly flew away. Some sisters have them, some do. The room was dark, and I was thrown onto the bed. Lu Qingchen's white shirt was removed and covered my vision. The elegant sandalwood scent on his collar was intoxicating. I pushed the clothes aside, excitedly ready to dine, when I heard him say, "Put it on first. Buy new ones when we get off the ship." The bullet comments were as incredulous as I was. Male lead 2, are you serious? Are you really planning to cultivate immortality? I thought the suffering little white flower female lead in angsty novels was already patient enough, but you, my Buddhist monk second male lead, you're a true ninja turtle. Brother Buddha, you're a real monk. How about you look at the big tent down there before you speak? Buddhist monk second male lead, stop acting. I'm begging you. I'm so pent up I'm about to burst like a hero in a fairy tale. I am the Tathagata Buddha. The second male lead is the Buddha son. I now approve your return to secular life. O Buddha son, hiding the power of addiction, reveal your true power before the female lead. The Tathagata Buddha, who made a pact with you, commands you. Seal released. I was caught off guard and laughed at the comments. Lu Qingchen's expression suddenly turned solemn. His clear eyes were especially indifferent and ruthless. Very funny. I hugged his shirt and asked cautiously, "Mr. Lu, are you angry?" Lu Qingchen pursed his lips and said nothing. By the dim light, I unabashedly admired him, his cold white skin, elegant collarbones, and full chest muscles. A sweet pink. His abdominal muscles were firm, his waist taut. The tempting V-line traced all the way down. I stared, transfixed. I didn't want to be human anymore. My voice turned into a squeak, and I dragged out my tone to tease. So, baby, are you angrier up there or down there? Lu Qingchen had surely never been teased like this before. He instantly turned red hot. From the roots of his ears to the back of his neck, a large area flushed red. He sternly scolded me. "Miss Lin, you are Ning Hao's girlfriend. Please behave yourself." If it weren't for those comments, I probably would have been intimidated by his icy rebuke, but I looked at him with sparkling eyes and said nonchalantly, "He was just fooling around with other girls and let them bully me. He's no longer my boyfriend." Lu Qingchen's face was as cold as frost. "Even so, I'm not someone Miss Lin can trifle with. If you're just trying to win me back or relieve your loneliness through this, go find someone else." He turned and walked into the bathroom. Soon, the sound of water rang out. I bit my lip, seething with hatred. Slowly, I put on the shirt, my whole body enveloped in his sandalwood scent, as if held tightly in his arms. Every inch of me smelled of him. The long-suppressed heat surged back, spreading uncontrollably. The air felt hot and damp, sticky with moisture. I let out an unconscious moan. I restlessly hugged a pillow, the faint sandalwood seemingly seeping into my skin. Ugh, I really couldn't take it anymore. Perhaps due to Lu Qingchen's provocation, my heat had arrived. But he's still so cold and distant. What should I do? Is he really not interested in me? Suddenly the barrage went wild. Holy crap, what are you doing, male lead? Let's not even mention how he used the sound of the shower to secretly reward himself. But why is the female lead's bow-knot bikini here? Sure, it's already damaged, but is he now going to undo all the bows? Wow, I was wondering where the female lead's swimsuit went. Turns out it's in your hands, man. You're fast in every sense of the word. Just a moment ago, in front of the female lead, he was acting like an unattainable flower who is seen through the mortal world, as serious and rigid as a cultivator in a celestial sect. But behind the scenes, you're really pulling out all the tricks, Buddha brother. The female lead was being so seductive too. Which part makes you angrier? That killed me. She's so good at this, haha. But Buddha brother is still acting all high and mighty. What if the female lead gets discouraged? Please don't give up on the second male lead, boo-hoo. I'm still waiting to see her 7 times in one night. Buddha's second male lead can definitely deliver, I swear. I'll close my eyes. I licked my lips. Huh. That bastard sure knows how to act. Fine, I'll play along with him one last time. By the time Lu Qingchen came out of the shower, I had already put on his white shirt and buttoned it all the way up. His shirt was oversized. On me, it exposed large swaths of my fair shoulders and neck, a perfect boyfriend shirt. The white fabric was sheer, and since I wasn't wearing any underwear, every curve was visible through the translucent material. Lu Qingchen immediately turned his face away, not daring to look at me. I got off the bed on my own and walked to the door. Mr. Lu, thank you for taking me in. Sorry for the trouble. I reached for the door, but Lu Qingchen scrambled after me. He strode quickly to stand behind me and said in annoyance, "Dressed like that. Where else do you think you're going?" I gave a miserable, faint smile. Mr. Lu, you're right. I am exactly the kind of lonely woman you described. Since you don't like me at all, I'll do as you said and obediently go find someone else. I won't trouble you anymore.
Bang.
Lu Qingchen suddenly reached out and slammed the door shut, the one I had opened just a crack. His breath was close, his tall frame casting a shadow over me entirely. His voice was hoarse, every word seeming to be forced out through clenched teeth. Lin Qian, you're not allowed to leave. You can't find anyone else, I sobbed resentfully. Mr. Lu, you can't do this. You clearly don't want me, so why are you so domineeringly restraining me? Lu Qingchen was silent, but his chest, pressed against my back, heaved violently. I couldn't help but curl my lips slightly, though my words were, I really feel so miserable. I know you don't want me, but there will always be someone else who does. Mr. Lu, please let me go. No. Lu Qingchen's resolve was wavering, so I had to add more fuel to the fire. Suddenly, a fluffy, fiery red fox tail slipped out from under my shirt, coiling around Lu Qingchen's leg. It was gaudy and seductive, yet it made the man behind me almost hold his breath. Panicked, I tugged at the hem of my shirt, desperately trying to cover my tail, but my arms and the shirt only tightened around my chest. The thin fabric could barely conceal anything at all. I cried and begged. Mr. Lu, don't look at me, woo. Please let me go. If we keep dragging this out, I really can't take it anymore, sob sob. Lu Qingchen's Dao heart was completely shattered. The tendons on his powerful arms bulged as he wrapped his arms around my waist, suddenly pulling me into his embrace. His head buried in my shoulder and neck, his voice very soft and muffled. No, let go, not allowed to leave. Not allowed to find anyone else. Only me, only me. The lofty flower had finally fallen completely into the mud. I was so excited my ears popped out. This was too thrilling. The bullet comments were also shipping hard. Holy crap, this is like Strange Tales from a Chinese studio. What is this? A cold Buddhist disciple X-Fox Demonis, divine level pairing. If you knew who my OTP is, you'd think I'm lucky too. So the innocent little white rabbit heroine is actually a red fox seductress. No wonder. That pure yet seductive vibe really hooks people, reeling them in. Totally under control. Sigh, sigh. Hurry up and get on the highway. My noble VIP membership tires are about to spark. I can't wait either, starving crazy. Softly collapsing into Lu Qingchen's arms. Taking the initiative, I hugged him and was about to kiss him when I saw the red at the corners of his eyes and the shattered look in his gaze. Mr. Lu, he looked at me with a pitiful expression, as if he was about to break. Lin Qian, I'm not a tool for you to make people jealous, nor am I anyone's substitute. You can't treat me like that. Oh my God, why didn't anyone tell me that the cold, ascetic monk, after breaking his vows, would evolve into a pure and devoted husband? Who's gone crazy?
I have.
I've learned my lesson. So the unreachable flower, once pulled down from its pedestal, becomes a rain-soaked puppy afraid of being toyed with and abandoned. This is exactly the feeling so satisfying. The female lead is a fake innocent little white flower, but you, my second male lead, you are the true innocent little white flower. Help! Why did the screen go black? Are they bullying me for not having a premium membership? I'll go and subscribe right now, sob sob. Second male lead, please don't go too fast, ah. At this moment, a distinguished annual VIP member passes by, proudly showing off his gold badge. I hold my breath, no longer in the mood to watch the comments. I pushed Lu Qingchen heavily onto the bed, straddling him, rubbing and kneading him fiercely, coaxing him gently. You're not a tool, not a substitute for someone else. I don't even like Ning Hao. I only want you. Lu Qingchen bit his lip. But I'm different from others. I'm afraid I reached out, pressing a finger to his lips, my tail curling around his waist. Sure, baby. You won't hurt me because I'm different too. And I really want to devour you. We're made for each other. The compassionless Buddhist prayer beads snapped, scattering across the floor. Lu Qingchen's clear, shallow eyes brightened like an animal's pupils. He no longer resisted, letting the flames of desire consume his reason. Lu Qingchen was inexperienced, Lu Qingchen was shy, Lu Qingchen was fierce. He filled me up well, too thrilling, yet blissful. The buttons on my chest were torn off and flew everywhere, leaving the shirt unwearable. Thankfully, we docked the next day. I lifted my foot and pressed it against Lu Qingchen's chest, ordering him to buy me clothes. He grabbed my ankle, kissed it for a long time, then reluctantly let go. When I returned, he had once again become the unattainable ascetic Buddha-like figure, as if everything that happened last night was just a ridiculous dream. But as I slipped into my dress and linked my arm through Lu Qingchen's, the tips of his ears quietly turned red. What a sweet little tease he was. Before we left, we inevitably ran into Ning Hao and Jiang Yueyao. Ning Hao looked haggard and exhausted. The moment he saw me, he rushed over to grab my arm. Qian, where the hell were you yesterday? Do you know how dangerous the sea is? Sensing Lu Qingchen's body tense up, I soothed him by rubbing against his arm, then pretended to be scared and hid behind him, pressing closer. My eyes reddened, and tears were about to fall. I was with Qingchen last night. He was the only one willing to help me. All of you. Ning Hao's gaze flickered as he said dryly, "It was my fault yesterday. I promise I'll make it up to you today." Your phone's not getting through. You didn't block me, did you? Qian, don't throw a tantrum. A girl like you alone outside. How dangerous is that? If your clothes are damaged, just borrow from Yueyao, or come to me, your boyfriend. We're about the same size, cough. Anyway, why trouble young Master Lu with such a trivial matter? Young Master Lu, we really troubled you yesterday. I thank you on her behalf. Lu Qingchen's lips twitched almost imperceptibly. No need. The barrage comments burst into laughter. He's been cuckolded and still thanks his rival. Ex-husband dude, I was so annoyed seeing that scumbag and that slut, but then this whirlwind of actions actually earned a faint smile from our Buddha bro. The female lead is really both cool and cute, so skilled. That scumbag, even if she sold him, he'd still be counting the money for her. I dramatically raised my hand to cover my mouth. Phone? My phone was in my bag, but Sister Jiang dropped the bag into the sea yesterday, and my clothes were all in it too. But Sister Jiang said no girl would lend me clothes. Didn't she tell you? Jiang Yueyao got anxious. Lin Xian, you green tea bitch. You only know how to sow discord. Ning Hao, with all our years of brotherhood, do you believe her or me? I quickly intervened. I'm fine. It's just that my swimsuit was cut. My bag, phone, and clothes were thrown into the sea. Nothing was left, not even a stitch of clothing. I hugged myself in shame and fear, tears in my eyes, forcing a bitter smile. But I knew Sister Jiang didn't mean to do it. You two have been close for so many years. Don't fight over me. Sister Jiang doesn't like me, so I'll just leave. Jiang Yueyao was absolutely furious. Upon hearing this, Ning Hao immediately turned his anger toward her, and the two of them started bickering fiercely. Finally, a female lead in a tragic romance who actually speaks up when confronted.
So satisfying.
This fake sweet girl perfectly matched against that tomboyish female rival, fighting poison with poison. What's so good about this hypocritical, scheming protagonist? Her snide and sarcastic tone is disgusting. Hope you all encounter such a fake sweet girl in real life. Does the person above have some personal issues? Is it you who always does bad things and gets sarcastic remarks in return? And with all this female rivalry, are these trashy authors out of ideas? Female rivalry? That's just a bro type of girl, not someone like you. I yawned and tugged at Lu Qingchen to leave, but Jiang Yueyao pointed at me and shouted, Ning Hao, do you think she's any better? Do you really think she just slept last night and did nothing else? She's already cheated on you, you big fool. Can't you see that? Ning Hao said impatiently, Qian is innocent. She wouldn't do that. Actually, not just him. No one believed Lu Qingchen would have anything happen with me. Jiang Yueyao nearly fainted from anger.
Fine.
Then take a look at your innocent girlfriend. What's on her neck? I let out a sigh. Lu Qingchen is perfect in every way, except he's been holding back too long. Once he gets worked up, he loves to bite, like a little wolf dog. It doesn't hurt and actually feels great, but it looks bad. Ning Hao saw the hickey on my neck and forced himself to stay calm. Qianqian, what is this? It's time for you to be clear. Otherwise, my little Lu dog would turn into a broken, rain-soaked puppy again. I casually flipped my hair, not hiding anything, and disdainfully dismissed him. Ning Hao, from the moment you kissed Jiang Yueyao, we were done. I don't like using things that belong to everyone. That's just too dirty. Moreover, everyone knows you're just playing with me, so of course I'm just playing with you too. Ning Hao's face turned pale. Qianqian, you're saying this to spite me, right? Stop messing around. I promise I won't, sensing Lu Qingchen growing more tense. I grabbed him by the collar, stood on tiptoes, and kissed him in front of everyone. Lu Qingchen's ears instantly turned bright red as he flusteredly wrapped his arms around my waist. So adorably clumsy. When the kiss ended, I leaned lazily in Lu Qingchen's arms and said to Ning Hao, the discarded phone. Clothes and bag, I'll send you the bills. And thank you, actually, for helping me find true love. I'm not just playing with my clean and pretty darling. I love him deeply. No one dared to pick a fight with Lu Qingchen. Besides, everyone had seen what happened yesterday. On the way back, Lu Qingchen's arm around me tightened even more. He kept glancing at me, then turning away, looking like he wanted to say something but hesitated, like a dog holding in its pee. Help! What happened to the untouchable flower, the cold Buddha? How did he become the heroine's trained dog? So the heroine hooked up with the second male lead before even breaking up? Isn't that cheating? What messed up morals are those? Isn't that just a one-night stand? So disgusting, ugh. If anyone's cheating, it's that scumbag kissing another woman in public. And he said he was just playing with the heroine. So what if she plays with him? I swear some people really need to stop hating on women. Wow. How can you bring yourself to blame the heroine? Good grief, if we're talking about mistakes, the heroine only made the mistake that every man in the world would make. Disagree. The Buddha's second male lead wouldn't make such a mistake. Disagree. Untouchable flowers live in the sky, not all men in the world. You guys are too much, haha. I curled my lips and happily grasped Lu Qingchen's slender hand, interlocking our fingers. Baby, do you know what the length of a man's middle finger represents? Lu Qingchen looked at me in confusion. I boldly spoke up. It's said to represent the length of that part, you know. I stroked his middle finger. But seems like it's way more than that. Lu Qingchen's face reddened again. I asked him curiously, Baby, what exactly do you like about me? Lu Qingchen said slowly, back in middle school, we were in the same school. I was short, and once a group of older hooligans tried to extort me. You chased them off. You snatched back my wallet and said, this whole area is under my protection. I am the cold moon blade, blood sea god of slaughter. From now on, you're my underling. But I was too weak. So you had to temporarily appoint me as the holy son of Brahma Sound, just so I could chant some sutras after you finished fighting, to set the mood. But in just a few days, I transferred away. I was shocked. I never thought that my dead and buried cringy teenage memories would launch a surprise attack from such an awkward angle. I instantly turned red hot, letting out a sharp, piercing scream. Then you've known what I'm like all along. Why didn't you say anything before? Fine, don't say anything. But why, of all times, do you suddenly have so much to say now? Watching me perform all this time quietly, you must be pretty smug, huh?
His ears were red.
As long as you're willing to put thought into it for me, that's enough. I give up. So his whole Chinibu holy child persona was because of me. Lin Qian, you really are a disaster. The Damika comments went wild with laughter. Help. The innocent female lead turns out to be a former edgy girl. What kind of Chinibi title is that? Is this trying to kill me with laughter so you can inherit my Aunt Huabe? I'm a little touched. The cold moon blade, blood sea god of slaughter. Even if you've forgotten our childhood promise, the Brahma Sound Saint Sun still remembers. You say the martial world is long gone, but you don't know that my sword is still cutting down the blizzard for you. I can't keep making this up. Can I start laughing now? Haha. The female lead's composure is completely shattered. She wasn't even this red hot when she was street racing. LMAO, wow. So the Brahma Sound Saint Sun silently watched the female lead act all this time? Could he be a schemer? Lu Qingchen, on the other hand, relaxed and leaned in for a kiss. I pressed my finger against his lips. Little mouth, I'm not happy. I deliberately showed the hickey on my neck to embarrass him. Baby, are you a puppy? If you keep this up, I'll have to put a muzzle on you. Lu Qingchen let out a couple of MMs. A few days later, he knelt in front of me, wearing a hollowed-out black and gold muzzle, a white shirt, black trousers, a chest harness, and a leather collar. Only then did I realize how well I've been eating. Too bad the bullet comments that have long disappeared are no longer visible. Uncontrollable tears slid down the corners of my mouth. I turned over and pressed him down, savoring every inch carefully. So fragrant. We clung to each other in desperate passion, until at the end, he pressed against my ear, blushing, and whispered back, "Qianqian, I love you too, so much." Only by peeling away the cold outer shell can you taste the sweet and soft flesh inside. Clumsy, yet sincere. The end.